Just woke up in my hotel in Kunming. Made it in probably about around 9 p.m. last night. Actually, so far on this trip, Kunming was the easiest place to check in. It was pretty quick. Lady was super chill, didn't ask me a bunch of nonsense or whatever. Anyway, I don't think I'm gonna stay really in this city. I've been here. I was here back in February. Actually, there's not a lot to see within the city itself. There's a nice lake. There's a big lake, some forests and stuff outside the city. Would kind of like to go to the stone forest or something. Didn't make it there last time, but you can't do everything. So yeah, I think I'm going to catch the train this afternoon to Lijiang. Nice ancient town and some good nature up that way. The only problem is the weather looks like it's going to be so yeah, which could cross off a lot of that nature stuff and kind of make things not so nice. I'm gonna go anyway because that was the plan. You know, sometimes you gotta follow through and hope for the best. We'll see what happens. Yeah, from there I also have pretty big decisions to make. Yeah, pretty big decisions to make about what to do next. And I can fill you guys in when I'm ready to make those decisions. So I'm walking these streets of Kunming, making an attempt to walk from about the train station all the way up to the lake because I want some brunch, and a long walk is much appreciated. I think it's about 50 minutes. I'm about 2/3 of the way there. But I just have to say that I'm kind of making it into the more I don't know what you call it, the more commercial side of town. And well done, Kunming. I can't remember the last time that I've seen mall doors wide open for people to just walk in without having to show their codes and all kind of shit like that. Even just the stores having their doors wide open for people to just walk right in, not have to walk around and find a main entrance and show some dude at the table that you have a green code or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, well done. It's good to see. Don't even remember the last time I saw shit, so hell yeah, Kunming. I'm out here, it's just a little park, nice little elevated garden section thing, I don't know. But yeah, so been cruising around all day pretty much, just going for a long walk, had a real nice breakfast, some coffee, well, brunch, we'll say. Coffee, took a nice little stroll again, definitely getting my steps in, but now time to go back, pick up my backpack from the hotel, and then head to the train station because I gotta get to Lijiang out here. So gonna head out that way next few days. Kind of got a vague idea of what's gonna happen. I think basically just trying to get real deep into Yunnan. Yeah, not gonna really worry about Sichuan too much, not enough time, and unfortunately with the ever-changing and dynamic situation, it's also a little risky if I want to make the train to Xining, or not the train, if I want to get to Xining. So see how it goes.
2000人以下的罚款，情节严重的予以拘留，造成损失的依法承担民事责任，构成犯罪。
来思考是吃娃娃，你个娃还大。
来吃。
你那个米不都是打的？
哎，你这边你不跑菜啊？
So I'm strolling through Lijiang Old Town. It's the first time that I've ever been here. And let me tell you, this place is wild. Like, first off, I'm not much of a photographer, but it's like a photographer's dream. I mean, so photogenic. But if you're a wanderer like me, it's also a wanderer's dream. All these super cool little streets. Some are packed with people. Others, like this one, are pretty chill. Yeah, looks like there's just a lot of hidden gems all over here.
Woke up feeling all refreshed. Hit the big button like reset. Good things, all that I reflect. Mirror man, have we met? Hoes talk a lot nowadays. Foes gon' plot nowadays. Draft picks flop nowadays. I be on top nowadays. Haters real hot nowadays, yeah. Hopping in the car, take it to the hood, all praise be to God. Doing real good like I told you I would though. Homie, never ever let them tell you who you are, yeah. Most folks do not wanna see you win. Got rich just so I could say I did. Sidetrack, but you know I'm right back on. Self-care each and every day I live. I got time today. You was talking shit, I'm outside today. Where the fuck you at? I'm about a block away. Used to always have a whole lot to say, yeah. I got time today. You was talking shit, I'm outside today. Where the fuck you at? I'm about a block away. Used to always have a whole lot to say. Fake love and apologies, stretch far as the eye can see. I don't need you to honor me, I just need me a Dollar Tree and make moves like Monopoly. I said, girl, don't trip, we gon' have it all when it's all said and done. And the rain dry, and the sun come, and the hurt fade. Sipping rum punch with the sunshades, yeah. More life, less rules, even more space on the JetBlue. Wake up in the morning to the best news. Always said that we was gon' get through. You was outside back then, wasn't too kind back then. I ain't really smile back then. Now I got peace, now I got green, now I say cheese. I got time today. You was talking shit, I'm outside today. Where the fuck you at? I'm about a block away. Used to always have a whole lot to say, yeah. I got time today. You was talking shit, I'm outside today. Where the fuck you at? I'm about a block away. Used to always have a whole lot to say. I forget the foul shit that you said. I blame the little brain inside your head. I could pull up and find out where you rent, but I just went and bought your crib instead. I'm grateful that you ain't believe in me. I'm thankful that I ain't believe the lies. I'm handsome, happy, humble as can be. The world can see it, I just think you blind. Don't see you, you see me all the time. Make a move and make it feel divine. Take the tools and make it come alive. Tell the truth, cause I see through facades. I'm getting mine. You wanna climb? I'm outside. I got time today. You was talking shit, I'm outside today. Where the fuck you at? I'm about a block away. Used to always have a whole lot to say, yeah. I got time today. You was talking shit, I'm outside today. Where the fuck you at? I'm about a block away. Used to always have a whole lot to say. I got time today. You was talking shit, I'm outside today. Where the fuck you at? I'm about a block away. Used to always have a whole lot to say, yeah.
So, this is pretty funny. This is a track, but it only goes halfway around the field. And here we see where the new old town is being built. My Chinese friend once told me that there's a saying in Chinese, I don't know what it is in Chinese, but it roughly translates to the way to get rich is through women and children, meaning, you know, you sell things that women or children would want to buy. And here, I'm definitely seeing that that's the case, because every single place is just jewelry, women's clothes. You know, then you have your tacky stuff that you can get everywhere, toys, that kind of. So, oh, and tea, a lot of tea. But I'm thinking, yo, what the heck, because I kind of want to buy some stuff, but there's literally like nothing for me. A nice sweater would be nice. I see a lot of cloth for women, but none for men. See? Case in point, right there. Another one. It's been like that all day. But I need some warm stuff. Excuse me. I need some warm stuff for the rest of the trip, because I'm going to be in a bunch of mountains, and I'm assuming Lhasa and Tibet will be pretty cold as well, and the sun will be really strong too. But we reached the end, at least for now. I'm going to go back, have a rest. Another interesting thing, you gotta love it. You gotta love big tech. You gotta love intrusion in your privacy. You know, I just had to get my face scanned to leave. You know, whoop. Yeah, fucking weird. I'll go this way. But yeah, anyway, so honestly, getting really good vibes from this place. I mean, it's pretty small, but it seems pretty cool. I mean, there's still some people here, but it seems like if you want to get like unique souvenirs or something from your time in Lijiang, like come here. Don't bother going around the Lijiang old city, or there isn't even much around in the surrounding area. So if you want like some unique souvenirs, come here. Some of the shops look really cool. It also seems like there's a pretty solid like hippie presence or something out here, just like tons of coffee shops like decorated in vintage and all that stuff. So yeah, that's something pretty cool, you know. I mean, I like traveling, I like experience different cultures and stuff, but you know, it's nice when, you know, you could stay here for a few days and not go to you know, stay here for a few days, drink a few cups of coffee every day, and still probably not go to every single coffee shop. So that's pretty cool, I guess. And seems like there's some good Western food too, so I might snag me a pizza.
It's like I'm living in a daydream. Got your love all over me. I can feel something starting. Take me all the way you want me. 'Cause too many times I complicated this love. Too many times I don't know when to shut up. But every time you keep pulling me close to you, don't let me down. You got the feeling I need. You got the feeling, I know you're there. You got the feeling I need. You got the feeling, I know you're there. You got the feeling. Feel good. You got the feeling I need. You got the feeling I need. Got that feeling, yeah. I know you're there. I know you're there. You got that feeling, yeah. I know you're there. I know you're there. You're like a storm raging through me. The way you touch me with your energy, and I can feel something rising. I'm so high, it's getting hard to breathe. And too many times I complicated this love. Too many times I don't know when to shut up. But every time you keep pulling me close to you, don't let me down. You got the feeling I need. You got the feeling, I know you're there. You got the feeling I need. You got the feeling, I know you're there. You got the feeling. Feel good. You got the feeling I need. You got the feeling I need. Got that feeling, yeah. I know you're there. I know you're there. You got that feeling, yeah. I know you're there. I know you're there.
So, on the side of the road, I just rode out of Shuhe, ancient town. Let me tell you, like today, every now and then when you're traveling, it's like you just have one of those days where everything just comes together. I mean, I started today, I had no plan whatsoever. Yesterday I kind of scrapped the idea of going up to the Jade Dragon. Anyway, going up to the Jade Dragon Mountain or whatever, scrap that. So the hostel had bikes for rent. It was only like 30 kwai, which is like, I don't know, $4.50 or something like that. So rented a bike, started riding, and kind of had like an impromptu coffee tour, which was real sweet. Started the tour at Village Cafe, just north of Lijiang. Then I swooped into Baisha. Really liked that area, it was super cool. And then came through Shuhe, ancient town, on the way back. Yeah, it was great. I mean, I feel so privileged. I feel so privileged. Yeah, to you know, be able to ride a bike through these ancient towns and on these back roads and stuff. It's been just really cool. I mean, I really liked Baisha. I had just a really good vibe there. Had a good pizza too. But the road between Baisha and Shuhe was just excellent. I mean, just all these wildflowers. It's a beautiful day. So, you know, every now and then when you're traveling, you get a day like today where everything was just really excellent. Shuhe was, I don't know, I guess kind of like the middle point between Baisha and Lijiang, like somewhat still local but somewhat still commercialized. But it was really easy to kind of get off of those main streets and get some local stuff going on, which was really cool. Like motorbike with a sidecar. Anyway, yeah, there was just so many little streets to wander here and there in all these places. It was just great. Like, it was hard to pick like where to go, so I tried to, I don't know, randomly go through all, well, not all of them, both the places, and yeah, now I'm riding back into Lijiang, just on the side of the road here. If you couldn't tell, I don't really have much else to say. I mean, it's just every now and then you have one of those days where things just come together. Yeah, so I had a coffee in each place. Feeling pretty good, feeling pretty energized. So yeah, stay hectic, China. I just got off the bus from Lijiang to Chaotou. It was about, I don't even know, it was pretty fast. A little less than 2 hours, I think. So yeah, now I'm out here. Gonna wait for Mr. Baz. He should be here in about an hour. I'm really liking this little town. It's really bringing me back to those rural Sichuan days last summer. Yeah, super cool. But anyway, yes, the bus was 27 kuai or something like that. Not too much. I think the bus driver would have taken me to the entrance of the hike, because the rest of the people in the car weren't doing that. You could tell just from my backpack. But yeah, feeling like a backpacker again. Look at that shit. Got rid of the day pack too. So yeah, gonna find some food and wait for Mr. Baz and check out the small town. Say what up. out here, Tiger Leaping Gorge. A little hard to see through the camera, even with your eye, I guess. It's been off and on rain, it's pretty foggy, but the views are insane. Insane. Yeah. So, just did my second night at a halfway guest house. First day was at Nasi. Hospitality is awesome. It was super dope too. To start the hike with Mr. Boz, chill with him for a little bit, you know. We really like that Nasi sunrise. Pretty impressed too. Like, you know, the trail is pretty green. They really like to recycle, so that's pretty cool too. But yeah, views are stunning, even in the fog. I wish it wasn't, but it's still such a privilege to be able to, you know, trek through this epic trail, stopping at guest houses and stuff. Rain or shine, it's dope. So yeah, really enjoying it right now. Don't even know what time it is. It's early, but I got a full day of hiking ahead. Gonna try to go all the way to Haba. I'm gonna skip all that bullshit down below and keep going, see if I can push the limits a little bit, get out there, and then see how I'm gonna get from Haba to Shangri-la, whatever you want to say. Yeah, gotta figure it out. That'll be interesting. But for now, on the trail. What up? Stay hectic, China. Every single bend, I feel like I just am stunned by the view, by the mountains, by the different angles of the river, everything. But yeah, so still long way ahead to Haba village. Yeah, gonna keep going. Hopefully we're not trekking too much more uphill, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I really have not heard much about this part of the trail. Like, all the maps too are super not useful, not helpful, whatever you want to say. But anyway, up here, having a great time, loving the views. It's hard, it's not easy, but it's 100% worth it. Something not so chill happened yesterday. I was trying to do that upper hike to Haba village, and the first half was fine. It was a little difficult, all uphill, but then after that Empty Joy peak, things started to get kind of weird. I was following the trail, and I think at one point I was following the trail, and I think at one point there must have been a landslide, and I lost the trail a little bit. Eventually I found it. I found it again, and then kept going. And there was another one, but was able to find the trail through that one too. But then after a while, the trail kind of reached like this clearing, and like you went into the clearing, and there was this big area that kind of came down like this, and it was pretty spread out. There wasn't much vegetation on the ground, just some rotting trees and stuff, and trees. And then I totally lost the trail. I looked like straight over the edge because I felt like we kind of had to go around the bend a little bit. I walked up a bit, and couldn't seem to find it. And then when I came back down, it seemed, and I didn't. Yeah, it seemed like I couldn't even find then where I had entered. So that was not a good feeling to have. Yeah, it was pretty terrifying, because up there it's, I don't know, 2,700 meters or something like that, being on top of this thing. And yeah, so luckily on the other side of that little hill, there were some cows grazing, and I kind of like started going down past them, but then they started to freak out a little bit as I was looking for another way down. Then they started freaking out a little bit, and a couple of them were like following me and stuff, and that was because with their horns and stuff, I mean, I don't know if they're being territorial or if they're just interested or what, but for a moment, like, you know, I was kind of just walking away from them. So then they kind of pushed me off even further. And once I got away from them, then I realized that I was really fucked. Yeah, so basically I'm on the other side of the clearing, just kind of like on the side of the mountain going down, and yeah, I realized I was fucked. So eventually I just think, okay, well, the cows had to get up here somehow. The cows had to get up here somehow. They definitely didn't come the way I came, so there must be another way down. So I end up kind of looking in the ground, looking for any of their footprints, for any cow shit, and just following that as well as I could. Sometimes I couldn't, and so I was just kind of making it down any way I could, and then I'd find it again and kind of keep going. And it was kind of like a windy little bit, you know, so then some went over, and I don't even know. I was just kind of following any trail that I could possibly find that was going down, and if it had their footprints and shit in it, then I knew it must have been alright. So yeah, and it was raining too. It was slippery. I fell a couple of times. I have a couple of bruises and scrapes on my legs. Well, at one point I think all that shit was really overgrown too, so I was just fucking pushing through tree branches and plants and all kinds of stuff. And I think at one point my rain cover for my bag got torn off a little bit. I didn't notice, and then, you know, rub up against a couple of plants, and then everything is soaked. But I put it back on, and, you know, just kind of kept going. And it was, I don't know when I realized that was fucked. It might have been, I don't know, 5:30 or something like that. So I knew that the sun was gonna go down pretty quick. So you know, I'm just trying to, one, get off the mountain as quickly as I can, but also as safely as I can too, because it's slippery. Some of the edges are pretty steep. The ground wasn't that good, and yeah, so I followed their prints for a bit, and then eventually it seemed like it seemed like I found another trail. So I just was like, follow it, it's going down, I'm following it, it must go somewhere. So I just was following that trail as much as I could, and it was super overgrown. You could barely see the trail like 5 feet ahead of you, and I was just going. My brain, I wasn't even thinking about anything else. It was the closest I've ever had to a survival moment. I don't think it was a real survival moment, but it was the closest thing I have, and it could have turned into one pretty quickly. Yeah, so my brain was just in that flow state where it was like only looking for what resembled a trail in that woods. And you know, sometimes, because it was super overgrown, so sometimes I would lose it and like have to stop and like look around both ways, and then you know, you kind of see the shape of a path that's been trodden just a little bit, and then just zoom, go after it that way. Yeah, and eventually that trail like leads to yeah, I don't even remember the order of events too much now, but yeah, eventually I kind of make it down. The trail leads to a riverbed, and I'm thinking, fuck, like am I gonna have to just follow this? I mean, I guess you could, but you don't know where it goes, especially up in the mountains. And then kind of look, and it looks like it's going uphill a bit, so I go uphill and there's a fence, and I was like, oh shit. But luckily it was just a wooden one, so I slid out one of the wooden wooden whatever in the middle of it, slid that out, crawl through it, keep following the trail, and eventually, one way or another, I'm going on the trail, going, and then I run right into the back of someone's farm. There looked like a couple of barns. There was even a tractor up there, and then I see a road, a dirt road, but a road nonetheless, and fuck, like, yeah, I got so lucky. I got so lucky during that, because it was pretty intimidating. I think you know, there was like a moment or two when the panic was kind of on my mind a little bit, but I have to be, you know, in certain respect, I have to hand it to myself too. I think I kept it pretty cool when I realized that I was not in a good situation on the mountain, and I made it down. So I followed the road down. I must have been like 2/3 of the way that I wanted to go, or something like that. So I think, yeah, had I not had that long that really long way down, I would have made it to the village without a problem. So yeah, I guess it's a less trodden trail up here, but it's also quite annoying that it should be there, but it's not well maintained or well marked or anything like that, because yeah, and the maps aren't very detailed, so yeah, it was kind of like a recipe for what happened. It could have been a lot worse. I'm thankful. I just got super lucky. That's all it came down to, really. Was just luck, I think, and maybe some quick thinking, following the cow's path and stuff, going down. But yeah, so made it to Bensi village. There wasn't any hotels or anything there, so I had to then walk a few kilometers back the way I came. Found a guest house. What is it? Jade Snow guest house or something like that. Jade Snow. I think it's called Summer's Guest House in English. I got in maybe like 10 or something. And plus my phone and shit died too while I was walking on the road. So I even get into here, I see some people and I tried to, I see some people, there was like a kitchen for like another, I don't know what it was. It said kitchen on the side, but it wasn't a guest house. Try to like talk to them. I didn't remember I didn't even look at the Chinese name because my phone was dying. They had no idea the English name. They told me to keep walking up the road. Eventually, it looked like the IE in there was like frying up insects too. I don't know. It was weird, but they were super nice. And they told me maybe it's this one. You know, walk up the road a little bit. And okay, so I walk up the road, and I find a convenience store of all things. So I go in there, talk to the lady. I said, hey, like, I need some help right now. Can I charge my phone or buy some stuff? So, yeah, I charged up my phone. Found some of the information. Did a little shopping. Got a water. Got a beer. Got a Snickers and got some chips. And somehow, a bottle of water, a pounder, a Snickers bar, and a small can of knockoff Pringle barbecue chips was like 19 kwai. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, 19 kwai. What is that? Less than $3? I don't know. Anyway, she let me charge my phone a little bit. I found the English name. It was back the way I'd come a little bit and down the road. So I got into the hotel, and the lady was like cleaning up in the kitchen. When she saw me, she said, you must have been the one that just ordered. And I was like, yeah, I've had a day. And she was super cool, no questions asked, nothing. She just said, here's your room. Hey, do you want some hot food? And I was like, I don't really want to bother you. And she's like, no, don't worry. Like, some other people just ate too pretty late. And I was just like, okay, cool. So, just got some potato fried rice and yeah, I figured that would be a little easy. She gave me a huge plate, ate up, charged my phone, and drank some tea, and honestly was just super thankful that that I'm okay and that I made it.
That's life.
That's life.
That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life.
That's life.
And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
I tell you, I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'd jump right on a big bird and then I'd fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
That's life. And I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die.
I made it to Shangri-la. Made it out of the gorge yesterday. I caught the bus from Tina's just in time. I think I had like 8 minutes to spare. But all worked out as things usually do. So I rolled up here, maybe got in about 6 p.m. yesterday, something like that. Checked in to Kursung's relay station. Really cool looking place, but rolled up and kind of gave me this like, I don't know, deserted vibe, though it really wasn't. But check-in, I was a bit surprised. Check-in took the longest that it has anywhere in Yunnan. And they also made me write down everywhere I've been for the last 14 days, which was a little annoying. And the owner even said that it's a directive just specifically for foreigners. So that kind of took me off. She kind of saw that I wasn't really too happy about it, but she was super nice to me. She let me do laundry. Apparently they don't do laundry, so she let me do it anyway. And she was even saying like, "Oh, beer on me tonight, beer on me tonight." I was like, "Oh, you know, it's okay, no worries." But she and I was out at a bar. We'll get to that in a moment. But this morning, I was like walking around, and one of the staff like gives me a bottle of beer and says, "Oh, you know, Kursong couldn't find you last night, and she wanted to give it to you." So that was pretty nice. Yeah, really unexpected. People here are super friendly. I think you notice that a lot when you get into the Tibetan areas. So anyway, it's having a little bit of a weird vibe, but that all changed because I rocked up. I had dinner, and then I rocked up to the reggae bar. I walk in, and I see someone I know from Ningbo spontaneously. So that was cool. He was with another guy that he met, Luca and Charles, super cool dudes. So we had a really good time. We were playing some pool, chilling, and then there was a whole bunch of other foreigners that came through the bar. And then there was a spontaneous jam session. And as two of the dudes are, one's a really good guitar player, the other's a really good bass player, so they just hop on stage, start rocking it. They had a drummer. I don't really know where they found him, but yeah, had a little jam session, got to freestyle a little bit, and overall it was just like a really solid night. Met some really cool people. Gonna be chilling with them for the next day, maybe even get down to Dali together. Haven't really decided what I'm gonna do yet. But anyway, today, oh yeah, and this morning I, you know, come to a little bit, and I walk down the road, see a nice little coffee shop. I'm like thinking, yeah, coffee. Had an awesome breakfast selection too, and I'm eating there. I'm just finishing my coffee, and then like the whole squad from the night before also like slowly comes together, and you know, we just got to chill over breakfast this morning. So yeah, that was like super unexpected, super cool though. Yeah, everyone kind of went their separate ways, doing their own things today, and then tonight I guess we will get together for dinner and probably some more drinks or something like that. So that's super cool. Like that's something that used to happen a lot when I was traveling in Europe and stuff, but this is the first time that's happened in China. So honestly, I think, and I've heard this from other people too, it seems like Shangri-la up here in Yunnan, and Yunnan in general, kind of just attracts pretty interesting people, and more backpackers, I would say. So yeah, that's been really cool. So right now I'm walking down the road, going to see one of the temples up here. Yeah, I mean, I saw pictures of this place like, I don't know, a long time ago, and I've wanted to go ever since. So yeah, basically almost why I'm here, just for those sites and kind of the overall vibe. I really like these areas of China. But yeah, so it's super cool being in a Tibetan autonomous prefecture or whatever. I don't know exactly how it all works, but yeah, it's pretty cool to see a lot of Tibetan writing in places, a lot of Tibetan food too. You see a lot of like, well, over here it's like, you know, Chinese, Tibetan, and English. So that's kind of cool. Sometimes, you know, things don't always meet your expectations, and this was certainly one of them. One, I've been to a few of these kind of monasteries and stuff, and really have enjoyed them in Gansu and Qinghai and Sichuan. So I was kind of expecting a similar thing here. This one is a little bit more touristified, whereas there's like a huge tourist center and they shuffle you on a bus and the bus takes you like less than 5 minutes down a road. Just utterly pointless. Anyway, so I go in and get up to the counter, buy the ticket, or ask to buy a ticket. He said, okay, passport, normal, you know, for whatever reason, they need to take pictures of your fucking passport at any place that you're buying tickets at, whatever. But then, you know, he takes a picture of my passport, sends it in some sort of WeChat chat or group, or I don't even know. And then he asked me, when did I get to Shangri-la? I say, okay, yesterday. And he's like, okay. And then he asked me where I'm staying, and I had to show him in Chinese, because I didn't know the Chinese name of the hotel, where I'm staying. And so I do that. And then what else? Oh yeah, he asked me where I've been where I came from and where I was before that. And you know, okay, Tiger Leaping Gorge, Lijiang, okay, fine. So I'm like, this is really weird. I'm trying to buy a ticket to go see a monastery, which, whatever, in itself, you know. Yeah, so anyway, I don't even know what to say, because then as I'm buying a ticket, a girl walks up, and I can understand her in Chinese, and she asks the guy, hey, how do I buy a ticket without my ID card? And he just says, oh, just go online and buy it, use Meituan. And I'm sitting here thinking, what the fuck? I just gave you my passport, answered all these fucking questions. Oh yeah, because he also asked me when I most recently did a COVID test. And this chick comes up, doesn't even have her ID, gets none of these questions, and he just tells her to go buy it online, so you show a QR code to the person at the gate. Fucking unreal. You know, this is just the thing, you know. It's one of the reasons why something like this is bittersweet, because I'm on the way out. I've enjoyed things here, but I'm just tired of being treated like I'm disease-ridden. It's insane, you know, especially when I'm doing a service, so, or somewhat of a service, whatever.
在这边关着了。
红啊，绿啊，黄啊。
他们已经被下移了。
现在我帮你问一下，晚一点有没有不知道。
This what he just that one there though he dribbled with it with a fucking foosball.
Yeah, was that Lionel Messi?
Oh no, here he goes again. It's just making me dizzy trying to like.
Next year I come with you. Gonna practice every day.
Yeah, ready? Ready? Yeah.
Oh!
Don't even see the name.
Annihilated.
Oh, I'm not really trying.
Yes.
You should.
So we've tied theirs. We've tied them.
Ready? Yes.
He's very good also at passing the ball to the.
Yeah.
Were you dying in this lonely world? What do you want more? I'm tired of keeping it so hardcore. I'm falling. You know the good times I find myself long.
When I'm out walking, I strut my stuff, and I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. Let me go on.
So this kind of shows you how logic kind of fails. Right now at the South Gate, there's all these health code checks and all that stuff, but when I came through a random gate way up in the north, there was absolutely nothing.
Let me go on, like I blister in that song. Let me go on, big hands, I know you're the
one. Yeah.
I don't get that though. It says 30 cities reported 162 plus 240 new.
No, but what I follow is the Sanya official.
This is so fucked up. Shenzhen has 0, but it's a high risk area. I think there's 0 cases, but it's still.
Alright, so a couple hours ago I made it from Dali train station to Kunming. It was hectic, both stations were, but made it in, got like the second to last train. The past few days have just been really refreshing, you know, like I really liked back in the day when I was backpacking around Europe and stuff, like when you would just meet a whole bunch of other people who were traveling too, and then like the group would just kind of form, and you know, it would be awesome. And that's exactly what's happened the past few days. Met a whole bunch of people in Shangri-la, kicked it a whole bunch. Few 4 of us all went to Dali, met up with another guy who was in Shangri-La with us, still going around kicking it. The group just kind of comes together and has a good time. So what up, Nico, Paul, Matt, Yakita, Katie, Scott, Alex, Jake, Kendall, Tyler. Who else am I missing? If I missed you, I'm really sorry. But yeah, so what up to all those people? Bunch of them. Oh, and Charles, there we go. Whole bunch of them are still rocking out in Dali, and you know, it's just been good. Today we kicked it around a little bit. Just had a couple beers, paid a tuk-tuk guy to drive us around. We were loving the foosball last night. That stuff was crazy. But yeah, it has just been really refreshing to meet those guys, to just be hanging out, having a good time. Yeah, it's been awesome. Oh, and Matt, I found this in my bag. Fat Dolma. Better get on that. Anyway, so made it into Kunming. It's late as fuck right now, but got an early flight in the morning going up to Xining. I think I land around 12 or something like that, and PK and Marshall from Ningbo will get in around 1, something like that, I forget. So then we can kick it for the afternoon. Got to do a COVID test for Tibet. Yeah, so it's crazy to think in 2 days the 3 of us are gonna be on a train heading towards Tibet, or I guess today's the 6th, so in 2 days we'll be in Tibet, technically. Yeah, we're gonna be on the way. 2 days from now we're gonna be sleeping on a train heading to Tibet. I'm pretty stoked. I hope everything goes smoothly, but it's late, got a pretty early flight, so see you in Xining. It's that fat doma. That fat doma. Mad fat. Look at that. Can't even see. It's all blurry and shit. That fat doma.